Okay, Bark Trash here with the Combat Ops, I think that's the name of this, Bumblebee. Usually I don't go for plus-sized figures. Their prices are high, they're not that much bang for the buck, but this thing went on clearance for $30 at the local Walmart. So I decided to go ahead and take the plunge and try and buy it, and I'm glad I did. Whereas I usually say that, you know, large figures usually aren't worth it. You know, I'm talking about larger than Supreme class. And even some Supreme classes figures really aren't. But that's beside the point. For the 2007 movie line, we had the Ultimate Bumblebee, which was junk, as far as I'm concerned. If you can disagree with me if you want, but you were basically paying for the voice box in the thing, which made it completely unposable, and parts had to pop off and swap around and stuff, and I just didn't care for it, never bought it, and I don't regret not buying it. This one, on the other hand, is fairly nice. There's only one thing on it that I really don't care for, and that is this arm, the cannon arm. The way it works is, whenever you rotate it, let me get this closer. I'm trying to get to where the whole thing is in shot, and this camera doesn't have a remote, so it makes it a little bit difficult. But now that you've seen the whole thing overall, maybe I could just focus in a little bit and show. Wow, it looks, in this right here, it looks really evil. The face, like I look at it right here and it doesn't look that bad, but something looks really awful in that screen. But I mean, awful in a good way, but looking at it in person, it doesn't, I don't know. It looks more skeletal, like an evil grin, and this, I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. But anyway, like I was saying, whenever you straighten this arm out, that is what makes it transform into the gun. And let's get it from this side, because there's more that moves around on this side. Like I said, whenever you straighten it out, things rotate all over the place. And this right here is a little button that makes it do it. And this thing has more noises to it than should be legal. I hate that the most. Okay, so you've got all that. And then, get this. You take and flip this up and put his battle mask down, and it all changes. Oh, also, they've got some missile pods that come over the shoulders, and they light up as well. So this guy's just filled with electronic noises, and they all change. Like this right here, that's the same button that made the firing noise whenever the gun was transformed. And that's what I was going to say. There's no way to have this arm straight, is the only problem I've got with it. And in fact, if you're going to take and just have it posed differently, you've got to hold it to where it basically jumps a tooth whenever you're rotating it. Otherwise, there's no way to get it to point up. You've got to take it and actually make it jump a tooth. And then it doesn't seem to want to. I don't know. So the right arm is limited. That's my biggest gripe with this entire figure. And that's a small gripe. Right here, these right here are rubber. Whenever you move the, let me just move this out of the way so you can see. Whenever you move all this around, all this is rubber, so you get a lot of motion with it. The legs are nice. I mean, just overall, this is a nice figure. I like it a lot. And that's the noise it makes when you put the visor back up. I don't know if I'd be this happy with this figure if I'd have bought it at full price, but still, I'm satisfied with it. This hand right here has posable forefingers. The thumb can rotate. Nothing really for it to grab, but it's nice that they at least gave you a little bit of posability there. Now, this I'm not sure of. I've seen pictures. There's a picture on the box with the head turned. On mine, the head is pretty much just fused in place. Maybe I could try turning a little bit harder, and maybe I'll snap the head off. I'm not that curious to find out, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Oh, and one neat thing. Whenever you have the missile launcher's back, this folds down flat, and then some little panels pick up right there for that. Thought that was a nice touch. Now you're going to have to bear with me on this transformation because I haven't transformed this guy in over a month. So, have fun with this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the grill straight. Get that like that. The shoulders are going to kind of pop out to the side. The waist is going to unpeg. The head is just going to come straight back. Maybe not. Oh, maybe yes. It just barely fits right through there. So that's going to go like that. The missiles are going to keep on flopping back. There's actually a rest they end up on right here. So they're just going to end up like that for right now. The roof line is going to come over like hard to film large figures. Going to come over like this and just peg in to the same hole peg that the head was pegged onto. Once you get that done, you're going to have to take and right here, this part that the door's attached to is actually going to take and flip down like this. Doing that is going to allow the arms to come back like this to the inside of the car body. And of course you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, I don't know what I did to make that noise, but random electronic noises. Yay. And like I said, it's been a while for me on this figure, so it might take me a minute or two to figure out some of just the packaging on this, because you are trying to get about 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag right here. But, oh yes, that's right. On the inside of this arm there's a peg, and it's going to peg into this hole right there. So that is going to be one of your guides to make sure that you've got this together correctly. It's going to end up looking like that on the inside of the car whenever you've got it where it needs to be. Now, back up here to the front. You're going to go ahead and fold these down, I think at this point. Then, these are going to take and fold back up like this, and I'm hitting right here. Oh, okay, I see. It's got to go over. There's actually a ball joint that this pegs into to make sure that you're in the right position. I thought that was odd. Rather than just a regular peg, they put a ball joint there. Then the tires are going to come forward and clip into place. And whenever you clip them into place, it does that. So, and it also changes the noises from this button. I like that. Okay, but anyway, moving on. Gonna leave the doors open for now, just because I know I'm gonna be having to open them up again later. Let me back up the camera a little bit. Not much, just to about right there. Yeah, that'll work. Now you're gonna take this right here and try not to hit any more buttons. All this is gonna kind of fold up like, you know, I need to mess with the legs some more first. Ignore that I just did that. The legs, a lot goes on in the legs, as I recall. Not too terribly much, but let me just start over again on this leg. Okay, I've been doing it completely wrong, which is why it didn't work. Starting over on the original leg that I originally started on that I thought I was doing wrong. Okay, you're going to take and fold this to the inside, just like I said originally. So you got this right here. Now you've got the foot you've got to mess with before you can do anything else. What you're going to do is fold all this like that, rather than trying to fold it forward like I had originally said. I fold it, yeah, like this. Then you're going to take this ankle joint and rotate it like that. I'm just trying to go to the front with it to try and tuck all this into that cavity. That is wrong. I lied to y'all. I'm sorry. Fold this to where the foot ends up more or less on the calf. And then now rotate this forward and it will all just peg in nice, neat, and prettily like that. So, once again, question what you have been told, especially if it's been told to you by Josh. Now that you've got this to this point, you're going to take, and on this piece of armor that was up on the thigh, you're going to take and rotate this out like that, and then peg this together, and you now have more or less a complete fender. Go ahead and finish this up now that I'm done lying to the nice people on the internet and the not so nice people who called me names. But let's not get into that now. You're going to rotate this around to where they match and just peg everything together. Straighten this joint out a little bit. Something ain't right. We're going to figure that out here in a second. And once you get that all done, I'm probably going to have to unpeg that, but I just pegged the butt into the car together. So now we've basically got this right here. All this is going to come around, and this brown piece kind of has to slot in right there. So you just kind of got to guide that a little bit. It takes a little bit of finagling. This panel right here is going to fold out like that. And right now, the whole... Okay, I said I was going to have to separate it, and I will, because the fenders have to come in from the side to go onto these pegs. I am a prophet. The prophet of Josh. I can see my own future. Okay, but anyway, you've got all this, and it's slowly starting to come together, and you've just got to take and massage everything into position. Some things, like this hand that I put all balled up right there, I'm going to try and flatten it out to make more room, and flat is the correct position, because now everything that wasn't fitting is fitting. Where are you at, little hole? There we go. And now we have more or less a complete rear end. Just got to take and mess with this light here, right here, to get it to line up better. and it's never going to get perfect, but that's near enough for this project. And the only thing that I don't like about this, of course, it doesn't really matter because on this figure the interior is so full of robot that having the doors open really isn't all that good of an idea because it looks like trash. Unless you're just doing it from the front where it's like, yeah, check that out. But as soon as you turn it, it's like, eh. Which brings up something I was thinking about earlier. Somebody was talking about, on Optibotimus's review of Sentinel Prime from the Dark of the Moon line, that Michael Bay didn't want to do mass shifting still. And I'm like, that's bull, because there's been mass shifting in every single Transformers movie yet. Because the interiors of the Transformers don't look like that. So mass is getting shifted, whether he wants to admit it or not. But anyway. And then somebody told me that Michael Bay wasn't happy with the way Revenge of the Fallen came out. I'm like, who's he got to blame but himself? Okay, so anyway, this is it. This is the Battle Ops Bumblebee in car mode. And what a lovely car mode it is, of course. You know, it's the new Camaro. If you don't like the new Camaro, then you ain't American. Just kidding. I actually prefer the Mustang. But, anyway, great car. I would definitely, if someone gave one to me, I would definitely not turn it down. Because, hey, I can sell it and buy a Mustang. Y'all have a good day, and I'm sorry this ran to 20 minutes. With my little confusion episode with the leg, foot thingy, it'll probably get cut down to about 18. So, y'all have a wonderful day. And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, rubber tires. So, bye.